All right, man. Shout out to Jay Nolan, Kendrick Lamar to release Bodies Deets in the near future. How the fuck do you know, bro?
Nolan. Hey, I've been waiting for something for me to snap on. Graduated from the freestyle state with a cap on.
This dude always kills these intro freestyles, bro. Always.
Black on, been in my publishing for these rap song, making whack nigga back off, let the cash grow. 5 in the morning, I'm up with my baby, no sleeping. Clown niggas, y'all Barnum and Bailey, I'm creeping. Got an army with me, nah, it's a Navy, so y'all better pay me like K-Dot, them arms to be waving. I had a couple brushes with that, was quiet as kelp. I'm charging for air, you boys talk under your breath. God is my witness, he with me, and he counted my steps. So anybody riding with me, y'all should double your bets. I chose W's, like Aisha Wilson out this bitch. Nigga argue about the gold, I want a Billy out there. Inside the industry, you know.
He's dope as fuck. Nolan, bro, hit me up. I want to produce for you, bro. Your shit is fucking fire, dude.
For source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this Sunday evening. In this particular video, we're going to be getting into Kendrick Lamar, One Good Time. And word on the street is that Bodies, remember the song that was promoted, right?
Do we remember, bro? Are you kidding me? Do we remember?
When GNX was released, the song we've been waiting for the full version of for many months now. Also the song that Kendrick performed a little bit of extra lyrics from at the Super Bowl and has been doing the same thing throughout the Grand National Tour. It is now rumored that we may possibly be receiving the Bodies, aka Deets, which is the official title for the song. It's called Deets.
Okay.
We may be getting it sometime soon. Now, why are we saying that? Okay. So it's being spread on social media, specifically on
Look, bro, I'm gonna speed you up, dude.
Twitter, that there is now a line of credits uploaded to ASCAP BMI Songview, which is where artists register their publishing interests in their music, credit the songwriters, etc., to make sure that everybody gets the money off of the publishing, right? So there's now an entry on ASCAP BMI Songview for the song Deets with...
Hold on, bro. People can see that? I didn't know people could, like, see that shit.
All of the producers and Kendrick Lamar as the performer, all right? So in order to receive publishing revenues, one would assume they probably want the song to be released. And the best way to make sure that everybody gets their fair share when it's released is to make sure that the registration happens before. Now, typically, especially for somebody like a Kendrick Lamar, I think that with GNX, some of the publishing and stuff got a little bit mixed up because he dropped the album on a surprise date. And I think the entries from the album ended up having to be sorted out retroactively, which is why people like Lefty Gunplay, he didn't even have like a BMI set up at the time. Other artists that were involved that didn't have all of their business in order necessarily.
Yeah, that's wild. Like, not having a BMI setup and being on a Kendrick album. You know, like, I feel like every producer, even who hasn't uploaded any music, has a BMI account for some reason. You know? So it is weird that, like, because I mean, bro, like, you got to be at a certain level for Kendrick to tap you and be like, yo, I want you on this album. You know what I mean? So that is crazy. And for like, but like, dude, like, people were getting mad at Kendrick. I remember that. Like, I forget the guy's name, but he was like crashing out about it. And like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, if I feel like it should be understood, like, at that level, like, they're not on your time. You know what I mean? They're not gonna wait for you to hit them up with the information they need. I'm sure they asked, you know what I mean? But yeah, whatever.
When the album dropped, they weren't necessarily prepared. But this time around with this new song, allegedly, if it drops, they're getting to it ahead of time. All right. Now I have seen the screenshot. Shout out to Love is Back 24 on Twitter for sharing the screenshot. But I wanted to go ahead and do my own checks, since y'all know I've used Songview on this channel a few times before when it came to the Glorilla situation where Plies was trying to sue Glow, Meg, and Cardi. We pulled up those Songview credits before. So I decided to pull it up on my own just to ensure that this is a real entry and not something that's been made up. And I'm about to share my screen to show that it is confirmed. All right, so here we are on BMI Songview, where we can actually get into the deets of deets. Okay, So the writers and composers that we have on this song, which is all of the contributors,
Mark Anthony.
from writers to producers to instrumentalists that are, negotiating their own credits. We have Jack Antonoff, right? Who Kendrick has been very active with working with recently. He's also known for working with Taylor Swift and others in the pop category. Of course, we have
Yeah, which is like kind of wild, right? Like the stuff he does, like I don't know off top, but like he did like co-produce a lot of GNX with Mustard, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it is interesting for him to be able to, make Kendrick's music as whatever. You guys know
Kendrick
what I'm
Duckworth,
saying.
as in Kendrick Lamar. We have Dominic
There's good range,
Partrick. We have Mark Anthony Spears, and we have Kamasi White.
Dominic Partsick? Who was that? Is that Dom Kennedy? Who's this? Oh, it's this dude. Deets lyrics. Oh wow, so this guy produced. What the fuck? Deets is his name though. From Germany. Family ties. Oh wow. Produced for Drake, Trippie Redd, Party Next Door. Yeah, so I think like this is one of those situations where the dude's like a loop maker. You know what I mean? Oh, he produced Gloria and Bodies apparently, and produced for Logic. Yeah, I feel like this is a guy who makes loops and fucking. I do not want a Honda, bro. What the fuck? Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Okay.
Washington on here, and of course Kamasi Washington. People horn on me, that Kamasi. And Kamasi Washington is also a frequent collaborator of Kendrick Lamar, especially if you go through the work from like To Pimp a Butterfly, Damn. He's all in that stuff. All right. So also in the publisher, you have BMG Gold Songs. Shout out to BMG. You have Edition Cray. You have WC Music Core. You have Isimo Compositions, Kamasi Music, Songs of Universal Inc., and Universal Music Corporation.
Because, yeah, I'm not going to lie, like, on Damn, one of the songs, like, one of the first songs, the loop is, like, on Splice. Like, I have this shit. And when I heard it on the album first, but when I heard it, like, on Splice, it was like, damn, bro, like, the shit's on Damn. What the fuck?
Of course, because Kendrick Lamar has a pub.
So he might be like a Splice
with
producer,
Universal Music
Splice loop maker.
And they have a
No
long-standing
disrespect, that's dope.
relationship. Of course, he signed to Universal Music as an artist via Interscope. All right, so this is official. This is not fake news. Now, I want to break down other possibilities so that we don't get our hopes up too high for this Deets song to be released, and it still may never come out. Now, the possibility is that Kendrick and his team are...
Well, the fact is, I think if he's performing it on such a scale, like record-breaking stadium tours, like I feel like he would have to register it. You know what I mean?
Just registering this song because he's been performing it out on the road.
Okay? Oh, boom! Look at that.
Because there is a such thing as performance royalties. And performance royalties don't necessarily all come from live performances. Performance royalties come from streaming. Performance royalties come from sales. Performance royalties come from YouTube. Performance royalties come from a variety of different locations. When your song gets played in public at a venue, you get performance royalties. When your song gets played at a festival, just if a DJ runs it, as long as whatever venue that the music is being played at, if they have a relationship with ASCAP or BMI, then they pay what they call statutory rates.
What?
To where those usages must be paid for, right? If a restaurant plays your music, if you go into retail store, Target, you're shopping,
right.
You know what I mean? You're in the mall. The music that they're playing in those stores is registered and reported.
Yeah, they pay like a like a flat rate based on occupancy of the location and shit like that. Not very different from like a Spotify membership, I guess.
It has to be paid for. If music is being played anywhere in the world, 9 times out of 10, it's being paid for unless the business is not buttoned up. Therefore, somebody's missing money, right? So as Kendrick has been embarking on this grand national tour with SZA, he's been performing this song since the Super Bowl, and he's performed this song in what? How many cities has he already performed in? So it looks like 23 dates that he's already completed. He's wrapped up the U.S. leg of the tour just a few days ago. They have until July 2nd before the European run starts. So I think that's exactly why this Deets has been registered. Yeah. To make sure, because the reporting on the money and all that stuff, it works retroactively. It pays retroactively. So if he was performing this music for the last 3 months and it wrapped just the other day,
it doesn't always, because I've missed out on a ton of money from not having a be. Well, hey, let's be real, not a ton of money, bro. Like maybe like $30, you know.
Then
but yeah,
you gotta register all of those performances. All 23 of those performances, they have to be logged in the system. You inform the company about what city you were in, what venue you were in, how many people were in the venue, the name of the promoter, etc. And then you and all of your contributors for that song get paid out for those 23 performances. Not to mention, he's about to do international dates, which means that he's going to be getting international performance royalties when he takes on the European leg of the tour. So I think that's actually the most sensible reason as to why this Deets record has been registered, right? Because if you're...
Well, no, but it's coming out. You know what I mean? And if they're registering that, I'm sure there's a bunch of other shit registered. And yeah.
Performing an unreleased song and you don't register it, then you don't get any of the royalties for performing it. So therefore, even if it's not publicly out for streaming and for public consumption, you still want to get paid because it's a part of your set list. And again, you got to report your set list from doing all these dates. So personally, I think that's the most likely reason. Now, hopefully, we still get the full song. Hopefully we get an official release date. Hopefully we get the ability to hear the entire song. That's my hope. But with me being knowledgeable of how these things work and kind of having my own experience with doing things of this nature, clearly not to that scale, I got to look at it from both sides of the fence. And being that it has not yet been registered with the stream.
I mean, yeah, but both things can be true, you know?
Streaming companies, it seems that I am still able to play it one good time. So let's just run this motherfucker one good time before they do solidify a release date, and then we can't react to it no more because of the copyright claims and all that shit that's coming on the way. All right, let's just play it for one good time. Let the good times roll.
Play it
on the YouTube.
Only thing not right now is living right now, and I can't spare no feelings.
That shit's hard.
Quiet on set, but my heart loud. I never get through hood shit and wisdom. The money out here, young man, for a quarter in your hand, you'll die broke trying to play victim. The little ideas I told made people go rogue until God did me a big one. Reincarnated with love.
Yeah.
My Gemini twin back power went up. No more handshakes and hugs. The energy only circulate through us. Everybody must be judged. But this time God only favoring us. 20 years in, still got that pen dedicated to bare hard truth. The head against speak with a vigilant tongue. The predicate this time is fuck you. I'm carrying heavier hearts right now. I can power and live for the Olympians too. I'm carrying various darts right now. I deserve this bitch like tiramisu. See, we go body for body. I hand you a body. I'm probably a better masseuse. I really don't bother nobody, but they running by me if I gotta clean up the room. You would not get the picture if I had to sit you for hours in front of the loot. When I have a soul, even if I told you to stand next to Johnny and you. Started with nothing but government cheese, but now I can seize the government too. Remember the foods, them color was tan and brown, but now the honey and blue. Remember I said on the greatest back when you debated the number one and number two. Topic was always hilarious to me. You carried them to me. I brought out the
yeah. Come on,
amazing.
Come on, PG Lane. Come on. Let that bit fly. Let us get the rest of it. What was the rest of it once he brought out the broom?
Yeah, I can't wait for the rest of it. I hope it drops soon, man. I've been hearing a lot about like it possibly being a deluxe album. He said it in a song. You know what I mean? Something double back like a deluxe. You know. So we're definitely getting a deluxe. He's been showing off a red GNX at the GNX tour, right? I think some people have reacted to that and made some pretty good predictions. I don't think anyone's gonna be able to predict when it comes out, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna come out after the Clips album. You know what I mean? Like it would have to come out like now or after the Clips album, just because of like how the relationship is. Kendrick's on the Clips album. You know, I feel like you know, yeah, it might be like an August thing, you know what I mean? Like, let's look up when GNX dropped. Ooh, GNX release date. Yeah, November. So it very well could come in November, bro. You know what I mean? And the crazy thing about the GNX car, bro, this thing had McLaren parts. This thing was faster than the Ferrari 40. Like, they lied about how fast the car was, bro. Like, that's what's crazy. Is like they said it was like let's look it up. Yeah, see, officially rated at 276 horsepower and 360 pounds feet of torque. Independent tests indicated the GNX actually produced around 300 horsepower and 400 pounds. So that's like significantly faster than advertised. You know what I mean? And yeah, bro, I think it's a pretty cool fucking comparison of everything. You know what I mean? And it's 1987. When was Kendrick's birthday? 87. Look at that. Yeah, bro. If anything, we're gonna get it in November. If we get it any sooner than November, it's probably gonna be like August. You know. And actually, dude, like that. August like wouldn't be a bad time. You know what I mean? Because it's a red GNX. It's around the time fall would be starting. You know what I mean? August to September. You know what I mean? Maybe that's when the color comes in, because everything, not everything, but you know, the cover is black and white. The video, the body's video, the little intro video is black and white. A lot of if I remember correctly, the Luther video had a lot of like toned down colors and shit like that. So yeah, bro, we are likely looking at a fall release. But if we get it this week, dude, I'm not gonna be mad. But I don't see that happening just because of like when GNX came out, and with the clips dropping and Kendrick being on there. But I do see, like, if Drake tries to drop, you know, when the clips drop, I do see Kendrick coming back and stepping on that. You know what I mean? Just what I think.